Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. Recently, there's been a big hullabaloo about a Blizzard post regarding Mythic Plus dungeons, how they work, and what rewards they give. With these being my main form of gameplay, it's a pretty important thing to me, so I thought it would be video worthy to explain what's going on, exactly what they're changing, and why I think it's a bad idea, at least the way that they're doing it. Keep in mind that this is a PTR and none of it is final by any means. So, we all know how Mythic Pluses work by now. You get a keystone from a normal Mythic, it selects any dungeon in the game at random, and you run a timed version of that dungeon. And based on how well you do, you'll get 3, 2, or just 1 chest at the end of the run, and your key will upgrade to a number appropriate to the amount of chests that you got. Each chest contains 2 items, so the maximum amount of loot you can get spread across your entire party is 6 items from 3 chests. If you fail a run, you still get a chest, but the key will become depleted. You can try again to complete the run in time and upgrade the keystone, however, you won't get loot for the second attempt even if you complete it in time. This will revive the keystone, so to speak, and it'll upgrade to a new dungeon, and it'll behave like a normal keystone from then on. Right now, not counting Warforging, the loot caps out at eye level 890 at plus 10, and you'll get an eye level 905 piece from your weekly chest in your order hall. Anything past that just rewards more artifact power. So, this system has worked pretty well for this expansion, I think. No system is ever perfect, but I think most people tend to agree that the whole Mythic Plus system overall is a fun, positive addition to the game. But Blizzard thinks that it has some flaws, and they're looking to change a couple of things in 7.2.5. Let's start with how the depletion system works, because I think this part is a good idea. They said that they're looking to remove the depletion mechanic entirely. The reason for this being is they thought that it would be tougher to get your hands on a keystone and run them successfully. They didn't expect for people to so easily be able to find someone with the keystone and knock out a few mythics. They said because of this ease of access, the whole depleting system is more of an annoyance than anything else. So, to address this, in the case where you complete a dungeon but you didn't make the timer, instead of depleting, the key instead simply downgrades 1 level to another random dungeon. The other case, where you don't complete a dungeon at all, the key will reset for the same dungeon and just 1 level lower. Other than that, the keystone upgrades the exact same way. Depending on how fast you run the dungeon, you can upgrade it up to 3 levels maximum. And I think this change is good because it solves issues such as removing the harsh punishment of depleting a key if someone disconnects or rage quits. Now, part 2 of this change is what and I think the majority of the player base is against. Another thing they claim is an issue is overgeared people running low-level Mythic Pluses. People capable of doing plus 12 runs, but they don't go above plus 7 or whatever because they don't want a challenge, or they're just hoping for an incredibly lucky Titan Forge, or they're just grinding AP. They see this as a problem because a side effect is that as people are gearing up, the expectations of the gear level for these lower level Mythic Pluses are outpacing the actual requirements, making it harder for lower geared players to progress. So, to try and persuade these better geared players into running these higher level dungeons, they're nerfing the rewards for everyone, which I think is a terrible idea. Basically, the keystone upgrades the same way with those changes I mentioned earlier. You can upgrade it from 1 to 3 levels depending on how fast you go, however, the amount of chests you get is getting nerfed. You'll always get 1 chest for completing the dungeon no matter the time. This chest still has 2 items, and if you complete the timer successfully, you'll get 1 additional item, giving you 3 total. There are no more extra chests, and no matter how well you do, the max you'll get is 3 items spread across your 5-man party, halved from 6, which is what we have on live servers. And like I said, your keystone will still upgrade by plus 3 max, whatever is appropriate to how well you did. So, lots of problems with this obviously. Let's just start with the fact that it's the classic Blizzard balancing strategy. I've seen them do this a lot, and it's no different here. But if something is unbalanced, instead of buffing the weak thing and making everyone happy, they tend to nerf the strong thing and make everyone angry. And they have that exact choice here. They see that highly geared players running lower level Mythic Pluses is a problem. So, they could A. increase the rewards of the higher level Mythic Plus dungeons, incentivizing these higher geared players to run them more, therefore leaving the lower level Mythics to the lower level players. Or B. decrease the rewards for doing well in the lower level Mythic Plus dungeons, which in a very indirect manner makes the higher level ones more lucrative. Option A makes everyone happy, and it makes sense in the basic MMO gameplay. You get better gear to do more challenging content, and that more challenging content gives you better gear. Option B nerfs everything across the board, everyone gets less, and therefore everybody does them less. Not only does option B just make everyone annoyed, but it doesn't really solve the issue at all. Their mindset here is that it's less common to 2 or 3 chest higher level Mythic Plus dungeons. Therefore, reducing the rewards for 2 or 3 chesting a dungeon negatively affects the lower level Mythics more. therefore making the higher level ones more valuable because they were nerfed less. They think that this will dissuade people from running content that's beneath them, which it very well may, but that would be because everybody would do them less, which doesn't really solve the issue of appropriate eye level players having trouble getting into groups. So, their clear target here are the higher geared players. The reason why this is a bad idea though is because you're also nerfing things for the lower geared players. They're collateral damage. They still 2 or 3 chest lower level keystones, and now if this change goes through, they're still going to get fewer rewards overall even though they're running an appropriate level keystone. And the biggest thing is that it's not really even an issue, is it? So what if people want to smash through a lower level Mythic Plus? That's a fun thing to do, and it's like you said, they outgear it. They necessarily aren't doing it solely for rewards, so why nerf the rewards not only for them, but for everyone else? To me, it's a non-issue, and they're taking a sledgehammer to try and fix it. The bottom line is that no one enjoys doing something one patch, and then all of a sudden the next patch they're doing the exact same thing, but with less rewards. The other bottom line is that when you make these groups, people see the eye level and nothing else because that's what the game has become. It's nothing personal. People are going to choose the highest geared people because those people will give them the highest chance to complete the dungeon successfully and quickly. And to solve it, you don't start restricting the low level stuff, you make the higher level stuff more appealing. Mythic Pluses are great, people love them, but changes like this will make people run them less and therefore play the game less. If you even call this an issue, to solve it, I suggest to bring up the rewards for the higher level Mythic Pluses. Still cap it out at 890, but perhaps after that, maybe every 2 levels, you can give an additional piece of loot. Make people want to do higher level Mythic Pluses because they're more rewarding, not because the lower level ones are less rewarding. Going with option B can only bring negatives, and personally, I think it's a silly idea. Like I said though, it is just a PTR, so let's not get too crazy. And the feedback has been quite extreme, so I really doubt this will actually make it to live, or else there's going to be a lot of angry players. So that's about it. Hopefully I didn't get too ranty, but Mythic Plus is my favorite system in Legion, and it would be a shame to see it screwed up like this. I'll have a link to the thread in the description if you want to read it for yourself, or maybe even voice your opinion. But as always though, I hope you found the video interesting, like it if you liked it, and thanks for watching. Peace.